kind of hard for me to look at both cameras, so I apologize.
All right, tell these people what's happening.
All right. You got it hooked up good?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Facebook land. We are also hanging out with Instagram. So I got 2 cameras up today.
This way and this.
So forgive us if I'm looking at either camera here. Hey, Sid Myers, how's it going? Merry Christmas, Eric. Hope you're doing good. Jose, hello. You say hello to these people.
Okay.
I'll say hello.
Hi, Karen.
To people. All right.
So we can get
Mule
people.
Girl, that's Becky, right? Yep.
Yeah. That's the problem I have with Instagram. I can't ever remember people's like
All their
usernames.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Carolyn.
Yeah.
We're trying something new today for those who are just tuning in. Hi, Christy. I miss you.
Hello, Maddie.
We've got Instagram over here,
Sergio, hello.
live for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, we got
How
all sorts of
How many
stuff.
people you got on Instagram that follow you?
Well, we have almost 14,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, we've never gone live with
And we
them,
got-
so
Yeah, we got 40,000 or almost 40,000 on Facebook. So I don't think we're going to have 40,000 or 14,000 on tonight. But anyways, those that want to jump on and follow us along for this half-hour show, let's get going, huh?
Yep.
Ready? Okay, everybody. Welcome to the Everyday Mulemanship Podcast. And today is Mule Tip Tuesday. So thanks for being here with us today. I appreciate you guys and your support, and we're going to have fun for the next half hour. And at the end of the half-hour show, tell them what we got.
we get to announce today's winner for the 12 Days of Christmas.
Yep, today's
drawing.
day 11. It's day 11 of our 12 Days of Christmas, and we got some really good stuff today. Today we're giving away a custom breast collar built by Ernest Brenneman Saddlery. And we're giving away, what else are we giving away? Jeff Ellison calendar. What's he call it?
Mule Tails.
Mule Tails. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I'm giving away a free month of our online video library. I've been getting a lot of questions about that video library. What is it? And just how to do it and how to get on there and how to subscribe. It's really cool. We've been putting together videos for a long time. Sky's always filming me doing something. And
That's all I do.
Yeah. So
it's my only job.
Yep. She takes clips during the clinics. She films me out here working with these colts and with our older mules, and so on that video library we got over 100 videos on there now, and I got a whole bunch more to upload. And then those of you following along in 2021, we're going to be doing this Dally Diaries thing, this series, and all those are going to be on there, the full-length videos. So, like, for example, the very first video we filmed was almost 15 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. The very first episode of the Dally Diaries. So if you're on there, you get to see the full 14, 15 minutes there. So anyways, you go to tsmules.com, click on online video library, you can find those. So before we get going on today's tip, I want to thank our sponsors for this episode of our Mule Tip Tuesday on this Everyday Mulemanship Podcast. Big thanks to Mules More Magazine. Corey Daniels, she does a really good job with that magazine. If you haven't looked into Mules More Magazine, you need to check them out. Corey does a good job. Mulesmore.com. So, all right, any other announcements, Sky?
Nope, I am just counting down till I get to open this and announce the winner.
Yeah, Sky knows who the winner
I already
is.
know who it
so
is.
she's gonna surprise us and let us know here at the end of the show. So today, I opened up my mule journal, my mulemanship journal that I keep, and I turned to a page, and I really like this. I wrote down this actually the beginning of last year, and it's kind of interesting how 2020 went for all of us, because I feel like some of the struggles that we went through made us stronger. You know, Sky and I dealing with stress and dealing with things, and you know, but it's the same thing for the mules. And what I wrote down here, your mule is only as good as the situations you put them in. Prepare your mule to be a winner. And I feel like that's really important. And before we started today's show, Sky and I were talking about our youngsters. We got how many? We got a lot of babies. We got 10 mules under the age of 6.
All but Chrome and Tina are babies.
Yeah. So we got 10 of them under 6. We got a lot of youngsters, and one of my favorite things to do with our weanlings and yearlings and 2-year-olds is to take them out and pony them behind our ride mules. So we like to take them out in the mountains. You know, we're here in Utah. We're surrounded by beautiful mountains, beautiful country, rivers and hills and streams and everything. And so I like to take them out, and then they get to cross water, and they get to go over deadfall. They get to learn to navigate through rocks and rough country and things. They get experience seeing me above them. They get experience with, you know, the girls opening a
Snacks
candy bar
and
water bottles and dropping stuff and dropping their jackets and you know, just
screaming for nothing.
They get experience. Experience is important for these youngsters, and
I think it's good too because they're following.
Yeah.
You know, so they're seeing the others go through whatever it is.
Yeah.
And,
so they're getting a lot of good experiences. And yesterday I went out with a good buddy of mine here in town, and he needed some help taking his bulls home from the pasture they've been on. We got too much snow here in Utah now. Can't get to the grass anymore, so time to take the bulls home. And I rode Lariat, and she did pretty good. And he rode a colt that he's had 5 rides on. It's really his first time out and about, and it was kind of a big job.
Young,
yeah,
right?
Big job for this horse. It's a 4-year-old horse. And
how old's Lariat? She 4 also?
Lariat's turning 4. She's 3. So he asked, and he doesn't start a lot of colts. You know, he says, "Man, is it always like this when you start mules and horses?" And I said, "Well, no, it's not, because I try to do quite a bit with our young, like I said, with our youngsters to prepare them and to keep them coming along, so that when it comes time to ride, it's really not that much introduction. And now we're getting quite a few colts. It's getting harder to do that, isn't it?
It is.
Get them all out. And I reckon I won't be able to get everything out as much as I want to, just because we have so many youngsters coming along at the same time.
We kind of have to choose sometimes.
So, but if you can prepare them and to be successful, today I got some questions that come in about first rides and things, and I'm going to explain these things to you. But yeah, if you can prepare them and help them be successful, gosh, it just goes a long ways, doesn't it?
It makes a difference.
So prepare them to be a winner.
We've learned this the hard way.
Yeah.
A couple times, probably.
I want them to be successful. So it's never, I don't want to put the mule in a situation where I think they're going to fail. I want to help them be successful. So anyways, that's my tip. If you guys want to post in the comments, let me know what you think of that tip. Give me a thumbs up or whatever. And I don't, what do they call it on Instagram?
I was going to say, what does Instagram do for
Do you guys do thumbs up? Waves? Waves,
I don't know.
maybe. I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
Let me know what you think of that tip. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So we got a couple questions that come in, and you guys remember you can write in anytime you want. Send us an email or message and say, "Hey, I'd like you to address this on Mule Tip Tuesday." You can do that anytime. So a couple messages I got this week. One was from last week, and I forgot to write it down, and I can't remember who asked it, but it just popped in my head. But they asked for some tips on deworming.
Oh, we have a video on that, though.
Yeah, we do have video on it. It's on our, I think it's on our, I know it's on our online video library, and it may still be on YouTube even.
I bet I can find it.
But
if I can find it, I will share it.
I know it's on our online video library.
Oh, good.
But with the deworming tips, basically, I think she asked that her mule just doesn't like the taste of it, which is, I mean, I don't blame them.
Most don't.
You know, one of the easiest suggestions, and I learned this a long time ago, and it's pretty well known, but if you have a mule or a horse that's real bad about deworming, and I had one mule that you could open his mouth, you could do all the prerequisites that I teach, that I've showed in that video, all the prerequisites, getting a handle on that animal, which is so important. but it plain just didn't like that tube. Like
Was it Bud?
No, his name was Snickers.
I had to guess.
This mule's name was Snickers, and mule I grew up with, but it just plain didn't like that tube of dewormer. So what you can do is, it's just a simple little trick, but just get some applesauce. So get you an empty tube that you've used, keep it around, put some applesauce in it. And so what I'll do is I'll go out. If I know it's going to be deworming time coming in the spring, I'm going to go out a week ahead, and every day go out and give them a little tube of applesauce. You know what I mean? Just open up. And I don't relate this to giving treats, because I don't give treats. You guys all know, they've been watching for a long time. I don't give treats. But this is a good way to get them good about taking that dewormer. So in the day that it's time to deworm, I'm still going to give them a shot of that applesauce, really. And then I'm going to deworm them. And then I'm going to finish up with another shot of that applesauce, so they don't end with that bad taste in their mouth. And you can find dewormers now. A lot of the ivermectin stuff is apple flavor too. So anyways, so that was, I can't remember who asked that. Sorry, I forgot to write that one down. Another question we got this week came from Beth Sauter. She's from Maine. And basically she wrote in a longer email, so I'll just break it down. Basically, she's got a mule, and she says if she's working this mule regularly, he's good to get along with. He'll lead to the barn just fine. But she'll give him some time off, and if she gives him a few days off, then he doesn't want to lead to the barn anymore. And picture him going away from 2 horses and another donkey, and he doesn't want to go to the barn. And then when he does that, she also says she'll get him up there, and he'll be kind of a handful to brush and groom and get ready. And so she's saying, what should she do? You got any suggestions on that you want to start with?
No, I want you to answer
Put you on the spot. This guy loves when I put her on the spot.
I hate it.
Okay, Beth, it was pretty simple. So, you know, this is a talk we've given before on familiarity. So when the mule or your horse becomes familiar with what you're doing all the time, it gets kind of in a routine. You know, they get used to, okay, you're the one that feeds them, you're the one that comes out and waters, you're the one that opens the gate, you're the one that cleans the corrals. It's kind of like we've had talks about how, oh, my mule only likes women, right? Or only men. Mules aren't sexist, I promise you. But they get familiar with certain things. And so sometimes when you get in a routine like that and you're working regularly, things do go better. And it's not just because you're working, but it's because they're familiar. And they're very routine oriented, as are most people. You probably worked them at the same time, and they kind of get in this little routine. They like it. But then when you break up that routine a bit and you take away that familiarity, so they've been out in the pasture for a week and they don't want to come in, that just tells us that when we are working, we're probably not doing enough quality work, meaning really getting the mule mentally engaged, really getting the mules thinking and
feeling good.
Feeling good, yeah, getting the feel-goods flowing, making these mental connections. It's not coming through, right? It's just kind of, like I said, routine. They just get familiar, like, oh, you just do this. And they're not getting a lot out of it. But when you really engage that mind, they will seek you, and they want to be with you, and they want to feel good and they'll get to where they know, hey, you know what? When I go with this person, when I'm around this person, I feel good. Okay? So she's like, okay, cool, well, that's great. I need to do better. But the mule still won't lead up to the barn, right? So what would I do?
In the moment, what do you do?
Yeah, in the moment, my mule doesn't want to lead. Pretty simple. That's the very first thing I teach my foals. We got these weanlings here. So the very first thing we've taught them is to clear the front, make your center circles, roll the hinds. Those 3 little pieces of groundwork, that's all I need. I can send a mule anywhere. And so basically in that situation, I would just do these moving half circles, which is sending them to the right, roll the hinds, roll the front. Send them to the left, roll the hinds, roll the front, while you're walking forward. Those videos are on our video library and YouTube and
that's my favorite exercise. I think it's really fun.
Gosh, everybody needs to know moving half circles because
it's handy, and I think it's just really fun.
Yeah, it is.
To try and get in timing and all that.
Well, and you can you can get it good, and it can feel like crap for a while too. It can feel pretty rough. But anyways, Beth, I would just do moving half circles all the way to the barn. Now she says when she gets to the barn, sometimes her mule doesn't want to stand still for grooming. And I imagine she's got the mule tied up. And there's not a lot you can do if the mule is tied up. There's not a whole lot of options that you have for one, staying safe, two, getting much quality, getting a handle or anything on this mule. You're basically just saying, well, tie up and deal with it. And you don't want to do that too much because you can get in some trouble there. So I would have that mule untied when I'm brushing him. And if he goes to move, I'd just simply roll the hinds 3 steps, reset, and try again. He goes to move, I'd roll the hinds 3 steps, reset, and go again. The other thing too, Beth, and this is just a backstory for all this work. We should be doing what I'm about to say all the time, is coming to the barn in a good frame of mind. We have a mule here.
As the humans.
Yes, us. We have a mule here, and if you guys have been tuning in much, then you know about Dally. We got this series coming up called the Dally Diaries, and I'm going to talk about this a lot in that series. But that mule is so stinking sensitive and very touchy, not only physically, but mentally. If I'm a little frustrated and I walk up to her, she is alert. I mean,
she's like,
she can. I don't know if I've had one quite that sensitive that can just read you, so good. And so I got to really focus when I go to work that mule. I got to go with a clear mind. I got to be quiet, and to be able to do that, I have to try to live better. I have to try to be a better person, because if I come in here and I just yell and scream at Ellie and Swayze for not cleaning up their stinking toys or something, and then I go outside and I'm all ticked off, I'm not going to get anything done with Dally.
Yeah.
There's some mules that are forgiving, but I mean, as forgiving as far as, like, okay, well, he's...
Well, like Tina.
Yeah. Tina wouldn't care.
Tina's not going to take
She's
your
not sensitive
attitude.
that way.
Yeah.
But Dally's like, whoa, you can eat me?
Yeah.
Am I dead now?
I just was doing some groundwork with her after she was real worked up about something. And it was just like ending on something. I just took her and was going to do some groundwork till she let down a little bit. And I had to go so neutral with like my own feelings, my body language, everything, just for her to be able to come back down. Yeah. And that was like the most I've ever had to be aware of that, because she was so,
she's gonna be cool to ride someday.
She's gonna
but dealing, sorting this out is making me be better. It's funny. I wouldn't think one of my own mules would be one of the most challenging I've worked with. But Dally is.
She is.
She's probably one of the most, well, in different ways. There's different things. There's different levels of challenges, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's not doing stupid stuff.
She's
that
not
I
like
deal with.
Jolene challenging.
No, not at all.
She's like so sensitive.
Yeah.
In a friendly way, where Jolene was terrified and scared.
Yeah, Dally's a sweetheart, but just very, very tuned in. So,
yes.
Anyways, Beth, work on yourself that way too. Okay, Sky, the next question I got was from Sarah Bulgatz. I hope I said your last name right, Sarah. Anyway, I know Sarah's a friend of mine. She's been to clinics and stuff. But I can't say her last name. Anyways,
might have said it right.
Maybe I said it right. Sarah, I hope you're on here. If you are,
I
don't know if you're on Instagram or...
I saw her on
here.
Facebook.
Oh, good. Okay, Sarah. So she had a question regarding the first ride on a sensitive colt. Sarah's coming out to our Colt Starting clinic here at home. So we'll get to see Sarah in June and her colt. But her question is about a first ride on a sensitive colt. If you guys have followed me along... Hey, there.
You said it right.
She says, yeah. So if you guys have followed me along for much time at all, then you know that when I start a colt, I need to walk, trot, and lope in the first 5 minutes of that first ride. And then I like to walk, trot, and lope for the first 100 rides. It doesn't have to be in the first 5 minutes. But if I can, and that's not always the case. And in fact, I don't know that I've ever been able to straight 100 rides. Because
weather and
sometimes
as far as the ground, sometimes muddy, snowy.
Sometimes I get
icy.
on and I just ride for a couple minutes, and like starting colts right now. You're right; it's all icy out there. I'm not going to lope nothing out there. I don't want to even walk. So Sarah, she asked, why is that so important? What if the colt isn't comfortable to walk? So Sarah, first thing I'll say is, when you're starting these colts, most of the time they're not comfortable with anything, right, Sky?
It's all new.
It's all new anyways. Everything is brand new.
Nothing's comfortable when it's new.
The other thing I'll say is, who am I to make rules, right? It's not a rule. It's just something I really recommend and I like to do. And her question is, well, why? Why is it so important?
Yeah.
For me, forward motion is my best friend.
Especially in troubled times.
I need to be able to move. And like we said, they're not really that comfortable. I mean, I couldn't say a colt is just comfortable with anything, really. I mean, they might be calm and they might be quiet, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're comfortable. Comfortable is a little bit more challenging to read. So that forward motion deal, gosh, I'm going to need that. And just from experience, I have seen so many people get in trouble. They're a little worried about loping, especially.
Most people
are. Okay. So if somebody was a real good hand and they didn't feel like they wanted to trot or lope on that first ride, well, go ahead. I mean, but they can handle it. They can handle that. Maybe some of the things that might come down the road. That's okay. But for me, I don't feel like I'm that. I feel like I need to get this animal up and down, up and down. Also, it's real hard to ever get my stops going very good if I can't shift my speed. If I can't go through that speed control, after forward motion, the thing I like next is my stops, right?
And can you believe they go hand in hand?
Yes. But you can't stop a mule until you can move a mule. And so I'm going to be sure to go through that and just get those gears real nice and smooth. That's more important to me than working on turning, working on those stops. Like I said, that comes next.
Well, I feel like it gets them real in tune with your body language too, because right away they're feeling what it feels like to ask for movement. And then, I mean, they're as good as you can ever get at coming back down because they can feel it versus like a mule like Tina who, is just used to kids flopping around and ignoring body language and all that.
And it is the easiest. And her question's specific about a sensitive colt. On a sensitive colt, see, we have a saying that comes from, well, I heard it from a Ray Hunt quote. Tom Dorrance may have coined it first. I'm not sure. But at first, you go with the horse. Okay? Then the horse goes with you, and then you go together. And that is so key. So you really got to understand what that means. First, you go with them. So she's asking about a sensitive colt. Okay? That tells me the horse is probably going to be a little, let's just say, flighty. Mm-hmm. Well, that walk might be harder on that horse than the actual trot and the lope. It might be easier for that horse to just trot out. I mean, I maybe just trot on a loose rein. Of course, the colt doesn't know anything, so it's going to be loose rein anyways. But trot on that loose rein for a little while, and just let them go. So you're satisfying both of your needs. Your need is to get your forward motion built. Their need is to go. They need to go. And so, in fact, on a flighty colt, Sarah, I'll probably just walk and trot around for quite a while. And the lope would probably come pretty easy. I'd probably go up into a lope for a few moments. And if the mule or the horse wanted more, I'd let them. I'd just let them go. But if they just needed to move, I'm going to trot, and just let them go. And I'll just pet them as I'm going. Just let them trot and go with that on course on a loose rein, because that on course on the loose rein, right? That's one of the biggest pieces of our checklist that we're trying to build. That's major. So, Sarah, there's no rules. Do whatever you want. But for me and mine, I will walk, trot, and lope. I used to not. I used to be, if I can't get it good at a walk, what makes me think I'm going to get it good at a trot? Mm-hmm. And so I just walk. And then I'm like, okay, I got things going good at a walk. And then what? I couldn't get the suckers to trot, right? And let alone lope. They didn't want to lope. Like, no, life is good at a walk. Let's just walk. It was a pain. Something else I'll add too is, and this goes with my tip that I give you guys today. prepare them for success. So hopefully you've done a really good job of all your transitions on the ground. Walk, trot, lope, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, with that saddle on, going through those transitions. That's huge for me. So it shouldn't be brand new. The first time I ever ask them to lope is not going to be when I'm on their back. It's going to be when they're going around in the round pen of the arena. So that is so key to me. So it's a preparedness too. But anyways, that's why I think it's important. Forward motion is my best pal, besides Sky.
I was like, wait a minute. Well, I think it goes along the lines of why Ty, well, not why, but, Ty will ride with spurs on the very first, just from the first ride on. And I remember I grew up not riding with spurs the first time, or, until a few times later. But then I remember when I put the spurs on, then sometimes the colt would feel that difference and it would be a little worried about it. Where, the mule knows no different when you just start right off the bat, so.
I like to do as much, and with the spurs, you don't really use them.
Right.
And you never really need to use them. But anyways, that first ride too is so new anyways. It's kind of nice to introduce a few things. What else do I do on my first rides? How many times have you seen me pull my rope out?
Lots.
Right? But what do I do to prepare them for that rope?
It's definitely not the first time they've seen the rope.
My fence work, right?
Yeah.
I've got these mules up to the fence, and I'm throwing my rope off from the fence. So the first time I sling my rope out, it's not when I'm on them. Mm-hmm. But it is all fresh and so new that I can, everything's new to the mule anyways. And so if they're in that open frame of mind, which, anymore, by the time I get on, I hope, that I've done my best. I think they're ready. Yeah. With the best of my knowledge and being able to read that mule, I know that they're ready.
And sometimes I go, are you sure?
Yes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through that and make sure I'm ready and then go through it. So anyways, that's a good question, Sarah. Let me know what you think of that. Give me some comments. Let me know what you guys think of these answers and these questions and these tips today. So let's get down to the fun stuff, shall we?
Yeah, no time for these questions?
No,
somebody had a good one, and I can't remember what it was.
If we didn't get to a lot of questions today, I got a few questions on Instagram, too. So I'll write them down, and I'll try to get to them next week, guys. But let's get to our drawing. Day 11 of our 12 days giveaway. So some of you watching that have no clue what we're talking about, that's sad. Because
where you been?
For the last 10 days, we've been giving good stuff away. What have we give away, Sky? I got a whole list. I've given away custom spur straps, given away calendars, DVDs, head stalls, slobber straps, buck and rolls. All sorts of really good stuff. Books, tumblers, vests, horsehair stuff. We've given away all sorts of good stuff. So I'm going to thank our sponsors while this guy's getting this ready for you. You ready? You ready? I got to thank our sponsors because they're really good to us. We've got Triple H Outfitters, Jeff Ellison, 2R Mules, Dave Recker, Cami Lundeen Sculpture, Mules More Magazine, Bryce Canyon Mule Days, Colt Naring Saddlery, Joseph G Saddlery, Featherstone Custom Crafts, Equine Jewel Design, Chases Her Mule, The Cowgirl Poet, K&J Leather Goods, Jeff Pay Saddlery, Western Mule Magazine, and Ernest Brenneman Saddlery. Really good. Really good. So thank you.
Did you say what today was?
Today is day 11. Oh, what are we giving away?
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
Do it. Say it again.
Today, we are giving away a custom breast collar built by Ernest Brenneman Saddlery. Ernest does really good work.
Yes. If you saw the picture I posted, it was from last year's. So yours is custom. You make whatever you want.
Yeah. So, that picture was... Who won that last year?
Jenny Ross.
Jenny Ross, yeah. So it's you can do the same. You can tell Ernest, hey, I like that same one. Or you can have it custom. Now, that was...
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Wait, we're giving away more, too.
Oh, yeah.
We're giving away a calendar from Jeff Ellison, and we're giving away a free month of our online video library. So let's do it. Go ahead.
Ready?
You got to show both cameras,
okay.
too. You have to show this camera.
I know this person. Here, I'll show this one first, because I know she's on Facebook. Oh, ready?
Maybe they see it backwards. I don't know.
Christy
Kovner.
Winner,
right
winner.
on. Christy's on here.
She was,
Christy.
yeah.
What if she got off early?
I'll be so sad.
Christy, give us some thumbs up if you heard this. But if you guys know Christy Kovner, tag her, say congrats to her. Good job. So appreciate you guys wanting to attend these clinics. Thank you for hanging out with us, watching Mule Tip Tuesday. If I could ask you guys to leave a review. There she said woohoo.
Yay!
But if you guys could leave a review, tell us what you think of these Mule Tip Tuesdays and all of our podcasts and everything we got going. I'd be so grateful. So, anyways, hope you guys...
Especially Instagram. We want to know what you guys think about us adding
Instagram,
you
you guys like this? You want to be part of Mule Tip Tuesday? I hope so. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. So, all right, guys. God bless all of you. Have a blessed Christmas. But we got one more day tomorrow of this 12 days giveaway.
One more, guys.
So make sure you guys check both Instagram and Facebook. Check our posts. Find out who wins. We'll see ya.